Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. This is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, Pro Cyclist mode. It's episode 68. We are at La Vuelta, stage 10 of 21. We are approaching the end of the season. And at this point, I'm still trying to put in a match to last season's score. And I'm not entirely convinced that I'm actually going to get there. But meanwhile, I've still got work to do here at La Vuelta. I am in second place as we approach the halfway point of this race. I'm third in the sprints. I'm third in the mountains. I'm second in the under 25s, as well as Rapaciro is both the holder of the red jersey currently, but also an under 25s rider. But I am the far superior time trialist to him. And I've also just entered into a fitness peak late in the last episode, just a couple stages ago. And my objective, win the stage and break out in the lead. We've got a little while before I'll be up though, so let's go ahead and cut to a later time. 10 riders to go before I come up, so be up here in a moment. Long stage. Not a hard stage, but it's also not flat. So really need to be aware that this is a stage that is going to provide some challenges, some difficulty as we get ready to head out onto the course. I'm going to try a 72 initially. Oh, plus 5 race day condition. Let's try a plus. Let's go with 73. I've got an 84 for my time trial and everything else. Oh, I better win this stage, huh? Let's try a 74 here initially. We've got some time to sort this out, but I don't want to come out too soft. All right, so taking a quick look at the profile, we just had that downhill section to get us started. Don't let that fool you because the ending is uphill, and I have noticed from watching my teammates, it burns through energy super quick at the end of the stage. So I need to have something in reserve. You can see Van Garderen had, you might have noticed that he had stuff in reserve, but he ran out before he got to the finish line. He's still trying to get to the finish line, and he drops from potentially first all the way to third, 29 seconds down. It is Castro Viejo who is on top right now with a time of 50 minutes and 47 seconds as we now approach the river here, and it looks like I could actually push a lot harder than I am as I'm still producing some deficit spent. I suppose it's not deficit. Deficit would put me behind it, wouldn't it? So a net spend where I've got a net gain in energy use right now, so I do need to go a little bit harder. I want to have some in reserve, and I think I've done a good job of getting more or less what I need. Where are we when we go through the first checkpoint here in just a moment? Third place, just 2 seconds down. Nice, and that is after putting some energy in the bank. And behind me, no sign of race leader. Rapaciro. There he is, Rapaciro. There you go, 11th place, 31 seconds. So I've got half a minute on Rapaciro at the first checkpoint. I think 77 now has me about kind of a net even, which is where I want to be because I want that final climb. I want to be able to push through there. I don't want to run out of energy before the finish line. So I think net even is the place to be. Little uphill section here. Lopez in 8th now, at minute 17. Van Garderen has slipped a spot to 4th. So Pierre Latour is the one who has moved up the list. And actually not the only one, is he? TJ Van Garderen now in 7th. Oh, that's second checkpoint. Latour on top at the end of the first one. There's Egan Bernal. I'm absolutely gaining on him, and that's good. See, we lost a little bit here, but we have this downhill section coming up, so we should gain just a little bit back. A little uphill, downhill. Not gaining much, am I? Might need to drop back down to a 76, but we'll see. Second checkpoint coming up. Pierre Latour on top. Castroviejo is second. And quick glance. It is still Castroviejo over Pierre Latour now. There. 12 seconds clear. 12 seconds clear. None of the other leaders really up here at all. None of them. I'm about to pass up Bernal on the road, and I still have a net gain to use for that final climb. I'm going to go 76 for now, though, as I'm starting to approach being even. Rapaciro comes in 16th, minute 31 behind, and he's behind me as I'm up into the lead. So from 2 seconds down to 12 seconds clear. Going the right direction here. Like I said, the power consumption is starting to get a little worrisome. Drop to a 75. Coming up on the end. At the finish line, it's still Castroviejo. Latour 4 seconds down. McNulty 21. Van Garderen is 29. So he's still in 4th place at the finish. And he ran out of energy well before the finish line. I am on an uphill slightly now. Here we go. The ramping up is taking place. Stay at a 74. Let's drop it down. 1K to go. 1K to go. We're coming up on the line. There we go. Now push to the end. Excellent job. Minute 21 clear as I nearly passed the next rider up the road. Whew. Oh, yeah. There's Bernal. Rapaciro was a minute and a half behind at the second checkpoint. This could be over 3 minutes to him. I should be comfortably into the race lead here unless Rapaciro gains an insane amount of time on this final checkpoint. And he does not. He's 3 minutes down. That's going to be the race lead. The red jersey is mine. That's a stage win. A rare feat of late for me, and by a really big margin. A minute 22 over Jonathan Castroviejo, minute 26 over Pierre Latour. I mean, those guys are within seconds. I'm nearly a minute and a half clear. So, overall, 2 minutes 20 seconds ahead of Rapaciro, 5:10 ahead of Zachary Bernal, now down to 4th. Ciccone, Bardet, Formulo Soler up into 8th, Fulsang, and Nairo Quintana. And looking at these times, absolutely, there's only 4 that have any chance whatsoever. We're talking 8 minutes to 5th place. Lutsenko's still leading the mountains. That's one that I'd like to get after. That's 13 points that I've got to cover between Lutsenko and I. The overall points now 10 behind Rapaciro. My teammate Viviani is in 3rd. The under 25s will be mine as well. And we probably did pretty well in the team competition, I would imagine. Yeah, we gained some time there. We definitely did. I think we were about 7 minutes behind, now just 3. And that's a 3-way competition, but not one that I'm worried about. So, win stage, first overall, first in provisional standings. The youth standings, manager satisfaction is up, and progression has eclipsed level 23. So, time trial, progression of attributes. If I take time trial, I'm actually going to lose a point in the mountains and not gain anything in the time trial. I'd gain prologue only. So I don't think we're going that route. Sprinter, same problem. And I think ultimately I have reached a stage where I'm nearing being maxed out. That's why I'm getting a negative somewhere, somehow. Here it would be time trial. If I go for puncher, I'd get some acceleration and some sprint, which certainly would be helpful. Some stamina and resistance. I like all of that. Time trial dropping by 1, not something I'm a fan of, but I certainly like the puncher. But it's not coming with hills. How about classics? Both mountain and time trial going down for nothing in cobblestones. So that's definitely not happening. Perdure. Prologue. Again, losing something on the mountain. Stage races. Here's no losses and 5 attribute points gained. Prologue, that's helpful. Sprint is helpful. Downhill, stamina and resistance. Pretty sure that's where we're going to go, but let's cover our bases first. Climber, 5 points. Sprint, acceleration, downhill, stamina, resistance. What was the difference? Prologue versus acceleration. Ooh, that prologue does not make much of a difference. The acceleration makes more difference. Climber, now the place we're looking. And back to the time trial. So, climber it is. So, no major gains. Certainly some minor ones. Resistance now hitting 80. Stamina is going up. The downhill, the acceleration, and the sprint all taking a gain. Not as big of an advantage as I had hoped for or expected, but certainly welcome. I'm not complaining. We just leveled up again. I don't know if that puts me into the 82 territory or not, but at just 23 years of age, if I were to keep this career going, if I were to play on, imagine what we could become in a few seasons' time with a handful of levels more. Like if I hit, level 30, be insane how good we would be at, age 28, 29. Be just about untouchable. Stage 11, halfway point, 162 kilometers, and we've got a big climb at the end again. It's not super steep, but it is super long. And we'll join up around the sprint point, because this Category 3 at the pace will definitely start to shake up the field a bit. 45 kilometers left. We just went through the sprint point. We've got a Category 3 climb coming, and then the final climb, which you see is very long and covering a lot of altitude change in that one. Elevation change. So, big stage, big opportunity to both cement my lead or allow others back into this race. I've already got a lead that's pretty comfortable, so I don't necessarily need to do any attacking. But as at stage 11, there's 10 stages to go. I wouldn't rule it out. Breakaway group of 7 has been away the entire stage and are still away. There's been lots of crashes. We've had some really crazy weather in this one. Fall after fall. So everybody who is off the back from one crash or another. Barguil's been in 2 crashes. And I'm going to set my team up. Minus Barguil for, we'll try 86. And let's see, Lopez has been the top guy in this one. Hamilton has some sort of injury or has fallen ill somewhere between the last regular stage we rode and now. And the downside for me is I've got all these great riders, but they are so far out of form. It's not even funny. Richie Port on a -5 today. That's just nasty. Okay, Viviani is up front, fortunately. Hamilton, Port. There's Lopez making his way through. Wait until the team gets here to make some sort of move, but we're going to start putting pressure on the field. I'd like to cut those gaps down. I don't think we're going to catch all of the breakaway on that climb. 7.5 minutes is a lot of time, especially for a couple of those guys being really good climbers. And that's it. Everybody's here. So here we go. We're on the steepest part of this climb already. There's not much to this one. We'll see if I actually gain on them or not. At the moment, it looks like not really. We've only pulled back about 10 seconds. So an 86, not really doing it. Peloton not shattering. Gap. There we go. Now it's starting to come down. Okay, Viviani, we're going to start pulling a lot harder here. Pulled back 30 seconds is all.
The peloton seems to want to wind the breakaway back in. Now they're riding, and the gap is melting away. The pack really doesn't look interested in following the breakaway. Things have slowed right down.
They've actually pulled away some, despite the speed? Really? How did that happen? Well, they attacked the climb. That would be how that happened. Alright, so Viviani, his job is done. He's got us to the actual base of the climb, so that was more than I expected. I expected we would have been on Hamilton by the time we went over the top of that first climb, so great job from Viviani there. Settle back down some as we are now on the base of the climb itself. Viviani's done. Viviani, well done, sir. Alright, from back here, I keep an eye on the accelerations. Carapaz coming forward for Movie Star, working for Soler, who's now into the top 10. Hamilton doing a little bit of damage to his teammates, adding to 89, but not too bad. Toynes is hanging in there. Port's hanging in there. Viviani out the back. Barguil was already out the back. Gap's down to 5.5 minutes now from about 7.5. And the peloton is shrinking, 84 riders. Trying to not be resigned to that fate, but we'll see here. Port, his turn. We'll keep that 89 pace. 23K to go, and the peloton has shrunk considerably. And there's the first of the hard sections. Things are going to ease up for a good long while here, so Port should keep us going for a while yet. Toynes is actually recovering somewhat. Resistance is still hurting. His resistance is futile. Oh gosh, sorry, I went there. 20K to go. Port's gonna last just a little bit longer here. Toynes is only gonna last for a moment longer than that. Send him out in 86 since he's not gonna last long at all. Give him a little bit of time on the front here. 38 riders left in the peloton. And we're about to start getting back into the actual climbing. And Garter in his turn. I'm down to 3 riders.
Those guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today.
Ooh, field has split. Nope, they're back on. Kwiatkowski chased us down.
The riders are entering the last 15 kilometers of the stage.
But most of them seem to be just hanging on, actually. So they're fighting to stay on our wheel, and that's a good thing, because now the peloton is shattering 22 riders. And Garteran's about to be done, though. And it is still 15 kilometers away. But for me, I'm still fresh. Not too worried about the the toughness of the climbs to come, I'll have a small group to ride with, and I don't have to attack them. But yet somehow Lopez has managed to do that. It's just the two of us, 20 seconds off the front now. Coming back at us, so I'm going to ease up for Lopez. Let them come back at us. 13 riders. 9 seconds behind. There we go. 10 riders.
That the strongest can create some gaps. Only 10 kilometers left.
Alright, so Lopez just working, doing what he can. 10K to go. I'm going to go to ×2 on the speed here. What's the gap? 250 to the front. Though we're starting to come back on some of those riders. Just 9 riders in the peloton. We picked up 2. And we picked up some more. ×4. 7K to go. I'm in good shape. Some of the riders are going to be hanging in alright, but others are going to really struggle here. Small group, so I don't mind that there's not a lot of pace now. At some point, though, I will attack here. And let me see. Slow it back down for Rapaciro. Getting ready to go. Okay, we're into the steeper sections. Can we follow your attack?
Again, an attack is launched. The group has to break apart. Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Alright, so I'm with Rapaciro. It's just the two of us now. We've got 49 seconds over the chase group. If they catch back up, they catch back up. Rapaciro's the one I am worried about. 3K to go, and I am recovering. And he's got another acceleration here. And now he's starting to try to pull off the front, so now we'll speed things up. 7 seconds clear, 11 seconds clear. Use my gel. Just over 1K to the top. And I'm going to go right past him.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
2 riders left off the front.
Who's going to be the first of the line today?
Rawson, Kreuzweig from the break. They're going to hang on to take the stage. It looks like I've got 3rd place in the bag. There we go. Ooh, nice. Gap's bigger than I thought. There's Rapaciro. Minute 20 something. Lutsenko, Bernal, Zakharin. I'm going to increase my lead here. Stage win would have been nice, but that breakaway had a huge gap. I'm surprised. I'm surprised we caught all but the final 2. Viviani well down 18.5 minutes, even though they got all the way to the base of the climb, and they've lost 19 minutes already just on this climb. Wow. Huge gaps, though. I mean, we're already over 6 minutes. The guys coming in 17, 18, 19, 20 lost 5 minutes. Lopez came across in 15th, Van Garderen in 31st, Port 60th, Toyne 62nd, there's Hamilton 75th, Barguil, after crashing out and losing a ton of time long before the climb, still on his way, 92nd, and Viviani losing a lot of time, but not a big deal because 22 minutes means nothing when the cutoff is 1 hour and 7. $141st for him. Still riders approaching the top. Looks like everybody's going to make it within the time cut today. So the only ones who are going to be gone are those who withdrew through all those crashes. I think there were a couple today. Not a stage win, but ultimately the same thing. I won the climb from the peloton. 50 seconds clear of Rapaciro. Very nice. Plus an extra 4 seconds time bonus wise. Gasly Lopez, 350 down. Soler, 257. So that puts me in the lead by 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So in 2 stages, I go from nearly a minute down to 3:14 clear. And then behind me, the gaps are even bigger. 6:18 to Zakarin, 6:34 to Bernal, and over 10 minutes to 5th place to Coney. Those guys are completely out of contention. Zakarin, Bernal, not quite ready to write them off. I mean, it's only stage 11. We've got 10 stages to go. But it's getting progressively tougher for them to do anything in this race the further behind they get. Lopez now in 12th place overall, so he's moving up the standings a bit. Van Garderen 22nd. And let's see the out of times. Pierre Rolland, wow, he lost time, that much time on a stage that he got timed out. Mikel Landa has withdrawn for Monte Group Gobert. Dyer Quintana. Ian Boswell. Omar Frele. Not too many riders out at this point. I mean, we still have 157 strong, so most of the field's still involved. In the points competition, I'm now within 6 of Rapaciro. In the mountains, I've actually dropped to 4th place, but within 15 points of Lutsenko. Rosson moving up for the victory there. And 3 of the 4 top riders in the overall standings are all under 25 competitors. We head into stage 12 now. We're definitely getting into the more climby parts of La Vuelta. But stage 12, day for the sprinters. A little bit climby, so Viviani not the favorite today. Kwiatkowski somehow is the favorite, despite not being a sprinter himself, but he's got good pace. Michael Matthews, though, I can absolutely see a sprinter who can actually get over some climbs. Quickly approaching the end on this one, 24 kilometers to go. The breakaway group's still away, but we are seeing lots of minor splits in the field with the undulation of the course and the high pace, and a lot of people trying to move up or exhausted and sliding back. And but it seems to keep re-grabbing the whole of the field for the most part, and only a few riders seem to be going off the back and not regaining contact. Those 5 riders that have been in the breakaway all day, their lead is down to half a minute, and we're just about to make contact, and there you go. They are reeled back in. 10 kilometers left, and again, we're looking at a small group off the front. We'll see if the others can grab back on. They might not. 25 riders here. 30 seconds and just 6K to go. I don't have control of Barguil or Viviani as they are preparing for the sprint for Viviani. So I can't use them to keep the others behind. And so the pace slows and we're suddenly back up to 122 riders. And now Barguil resumes his role of being my lead out guy. Van Garderen, how far back are you? Way too far back. Okay. I'm going to hold on a little bit. I would like to use Barguil here in the final kilometers as a lead out guy. And, oh, they're already attacking. They are already attacking. Viviani's off the front. It's only Barguil who's going to do any good for me, so Let me get him to 99 and Hamilton, relax, you're not going to make it. 99, let's follow Bargy. Bargy, I want you to start the lead out for me, because there goes 7 riders way off the front. Okay, away I go. Not much of a sprinter, but there's Viviani in that front 7. He's near the front of it. Groenewegen takes the win. Viviani is 3rd, with Malloy in between them, Cobrelli, Salcido. McClay falls behind a bit. Matthews takes 8th. He keeps missing those little splits. Kwiatkowski 11th. I got 12th on the stage. Rapaciro is 10th. Good finish. There will be some time there. Those guys should have a gap.
We've selected the following highlights for you.
Yeah, definitely a gap. .28 seconds gap to the top 5, as expected. No gap behind that until you get down to 122. There's no impact on me. Those sprinters are so far down in the overall standings. In the points, Rapaciro 115, I have 107, and Viviani now at 82, Groenewegen up into 5th. Moving on to stage 13. We are just cruising right through La Vuelta at this point. Stage 13. A lot of climbing on this one. But a lot of time after the climbs to the finish line. So this is going to be an interesting one, how this is going to work. And I think we're just going to stay live for this one. No cuts, no edits, though there will be some speed early on until we kind of see when the action starts to take place. Definitely a lot of climbing. Not everybody's getting to the finish line together. These 2 Category 1 climbs are going to split up most of the field. But it'll be really difficult for me if I'm alone at the end of that climb. So this will be more about maintaining riders and not letting a breakaway get too far away. So I'm going to really need to try to control the field as much as possible in this one. And I don't want this man getting away. Senko's got enough points already, and there's quite a few out there today. I don't want an attack right here. I'd actually like to get the points at the top of this climb. There goes Lutsenko. This is his kind of day. Doesn't surprise me one bit. I'd like him to miss a break for a change. Otherwise, he's for sure going to win that mountain climber's jersey. But at the same time, I feel like I need my full team at the end of this one. Four riders still off the front. Lutsenko already there. That's really bad news for me if he is, because, like I said, that's a ton of points for them to pick up. Oh great, now Hamilton's in the break. Do not want that. And that's like 4 Cofidis riders. And now half the field's trying to attack. So, Toynes, now it's your turn to give chase. Ridiculous. Need to bring back some of these riders. I put Port up front, but he's just as tired. Lutsenko picks up 5 points at the top. He's on 40 now. Was that worth 5? Oh, he picked up 2 points. Okay, Hershey picked up 3.
Oh, I hope it isn't too serious. It looks like the pack has bitten the dust collectively, but the riders
there's 10 riders here, plus whatever's in the first group. There's 150 or so in the field. So there's about 40 off the front. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot. I do not want you to die. Please. Relax for a little bit. Hamilton's back in the group. Okay, so we've caught Hamilton.
It's a shame, but he's not going any further.
Splits in the field. Gegenhardt pulls a lot of riders off the back. Wanhua. Just 67 riders in the peloton at this point. Interesting. Tempted to keep the pressure on and keep going. Now I can finally see there's 17 riders off the front. I think Lutsenko's a lost cause at this point. I don't know if we could really reel him back in 227. Toynes is tired. Hamilton is okay-ish. Port's recovering. Barguil could go forward. Let's get you up on the front. Lopez, Van Garderen are our highest placed riders. What's Van Garderen? Yeah, 21st. I'm going to save them. I'm going to use the others. Port, yeah, 44th. Go ahead and get up there too. Hamilton. Set all these guys.
There's an attack in the group at the front.
And that means instead of Toynes, who's about to pass out, why don't I use, like, okay, Lopez, yeah, that's fine. So, 67 riders. Now, the good news is if any of these guys are dropped, there's groups behind us to pick them up. Breakaway group is struggling to stay ahead because of the pace we're pushing. So they're already down to 13 riders. They've already dropped 2 of the Cofidis riders. And the amount of climbing that's going on. And all we've done is go over 2 Category 3s at this point. And shrunk the peloton down to almost a third of its original size. Everyone's still here in the group. Van Garderen getting water. It's a good time for that, except for we're about to go uphill again, so he's going to struggle a little bit with that. He still hasn't even reached the back of the group. We're going to start going up, and he still hasn't even gotten water. He's in the back of the group. Put your hand up. Okay, you got water. There goes Viviani. Goodbye. Goodbye. Do not get eliminated on time. Pick up the groups behind you. Watch as the group shrinks down. Peloton actually grew here. So it's back up to 101 riders for now. But you can see just how stretched it is here behind. There we go. Now he's out the back. 75 riders left in the peloton. And some others are struggling a little bit too. Hamilton, but Hamilton's not doing too good. Toynes also. Gardner's doing fine. It's just the water had him in the back.
We've just learned of a fall. Let's hope that all riders will get up quickly.
Nibali in the break. Lutsenko is in the second group on the road. And they've been caught. I like that. Now there's 5 off the front. Latour, Garcia, Hershey, Rawson. Rawson's still in it for the mountain jersey though, so I gotta worry about that still. And with riders off the back behind us, here's what we're going to do though. We're going to lower this to a 76. Last a little bit longer here, and actually we're about to hit that big Category 1 climb, first of 2 in a row. And we're going to go times 4 for now. Lopez, where are you going?
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
It's a steep one, 9.8 kilometers, right about 1,000 meters of climbing, 6.6% average gradient. So it's not super steep, I guess. It's fairly steady. Really only levels off in one spot. And that lead's coming down on that front group, so they are struggling to stay ahead of us. And Peloton continues to shrink a little bit further. Hamilton about to join those out the back. 71 riders now.
Given that the pack has increased its speed. Only a few riders are capable of following the very.
There are certainly some riders off the back that shouldn't be off the back. Micah, there's Carapaz, Shockman off the back. Toynes and Barguil have got off the back. 47 riders now as we hit the top. Have they already gotten all the points? Yes, they have. Lutsenko up to 43, Rawson up to 32. Rapaciro and I, 27-23. Richie Porton is nasty, -4, -5 every day. He's barely hanging on here. Not going to last much longer. Van Garderen now sent to join in that chase. It's going to hurt him. Lopez giving me protection. I'm looking nice and strong though. Right into the next one, and this group has gotten smaller. Just what I was hoping for. And those behind are definitely dropping further behind, so they're dropping out the back because they don't have the energy to stay on. So the initial part of the climb, pretty gradual, but it really steepens the last half. 18.8 kilometers, 1,600 meters of climbing, 6% average gradient, but like I said, the last 5 kilometers is really going to do some damage to this field. I still want Lopez to get over the top with me, but I have a feeling that Van Garderen's going to be done by the time we get over the top. I'm going to save him for right now, and it's going to be his task to lead us through the steeper section. For now, I'm saving him. Richie Port's not going to last a whole lot longer, and we're also catching that group. Down to 37 riders. Slow it down for this climb. This is going to do the most damage on the day. We're almost out of water too, but once we get over the top, that'll be easy to rectify that. Sergi Rossan Garcia is still getting away for now. There's still one more rider beyond that. Who is it? Where did they go? Pierre Latour with a huge lead over 2 minutes now. Alright, we are into that steeper section, so Van Garderen. 76 is not enough, huh? How about 80? $5K to go to the top, about a 79. I feel like maybe I should protect Lopez here over this climb so he gets over the top. I'm going to work for the team so that he could work for me. Carter, and give it your 99 here. $3K to go to the top.
Falling behind! A team leader is falling behind!
Kruiswijk.
Attack by Kruiswijk.
I think he's going for the points at the top. I don't want to go for it at 1.4 kilometers out. About 1K to go. Different story. Third over the top, still worth a lot of points. Easily over the top. Third place. That was worth some points. Level with Rapsira now. Picked up 4 points there. And Lopez can return to his duties of protection as we go forward. So 23 riders make it together over the top. Temporary splits at the moment, but I have a feeling that they'll be right back on here in a moment. Lopez, go ahead and grab some water. While we're at 11, that's easy to do. There we go. Water to go to the end. Lopez, I want you to rest for a while. Recover. Okay, now give protection to me. There we go. 21 riders, we are back together as expected, but it's down to 20. Not everybody's making it over the top here. And it's still almost 2 minutes ahead. Pierre Latour. Great day for him. And he looks like he could be on his way to a victory. 18 riders, we are shrinking some, and this is going to be a good chance to attack. Not to go off and win, but to shrink this group down. So let's go 88. I will follow Lopez, and Lopez is going to attack this one pretty soon, this climb. Here we go.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
There's Latour, pulling him back quickly on this one. Now there's still a lot to go after this, so this is more of can we leave anyone behind? And it's looking more like not likely. So Lopez, you're going to relax, and I'm going to attack myself. let Lopez recover.
Rider has just dropped out. No doubt he'd run out of gas.
Attack by Kreisvik.
There we go. Points for me. 2 more.
Pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are looking
And
for
Latour has
great
got 24 himself, by the way. Oh, you're going to protect. I don't care if he pulls away. I'm not winning a sprint here. So Latour is going to go off, take the stage win, take the 10-second time bonus. So I don't have to worry about losing that to somebody like Rapaciro.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
And meanwhile, Lopez can lead me out. 14K to go.
Recover a bit on the way down. The riders are entering the
Okay,
last 10 kilometers
now you
of the
can
stage.
go on the front here. Rapaciro is
And he
attacking.
moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
Really? 10K to go and you're attacking? Bilbao, thank you. Tish Benut.
They can go flat out to the finishing line at the bottom, but they've got to watch their trajectory on the way down.
Lopez given that chase. Rapaciro is going to be tired.
We're into the
Coming
last
up on
5 kilometers.
5K to go. And Rapaciro's sitting up. While Pole's attacking now. Rapaciro's caught. Egan Bernal attacking.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
It's my turn to defend now. 2K to go. And into the sprint. And they're both being caught. Latour has been caught. Bernal's been caught. Tish Benut's going to win it. But can I hang on for second?
Well, nobody can dispute that win.
Oh yeah, 6-second bonus. Bardet takes third. Look at that, nice. Quintana fourth. Formulo Poles. Manuel Bookman, Ciccone, Pino, Zakarin, Izagirre, Uman. Rapaciro 14th, so he didn't get dropped. Latour 17th. Sivakov. Lopez 21st. He loses a little bit of time. Unfortunate for him. Rapaciro's fault on that. Luckily, Lopez was there. Otherwise, I would have lost time, though, as I would not have been able to chase those guys down myself. And thanks to Lopez's effort, I end up second on the stage and actually gaining time instead of losing time. My ultimate effort goal for the day was to still have a rider with me towards the finish, and it was hugely important on that, as I'm a terrible sprinter, and those guys would have easily broken away, Bernal and Rapaciro, and would have gained 20 seconds or so. Maybe even more than that. Could have been 30 or 40 seconds lost.
And here are the race highlights.
Somebody just went out on time, I think. So, there you go. Same time, and then 44 seconds to Bilbao and Lopez. Kwiatkowski, 2:23. Dan Martin also losing time there. Van Garderen coming in at 3 minutes. There we go, the lead now, 3:20. 6.5 to those guys. Lopez actually moves up spot 11th. So others are losing time. So he was 12th. Hugh Carthy, I think, was among those losing time. There's Benut now in 14th. Lutsenko is 16th. And I've taken over the Sprints jersey lead, 10 points clear of Rapaciro. And I'm 14 down to Lutsenko in the Mountain Climbers. Rawson is 3 clear, so I've got to worry about him as well. But I gained 6 points there. That was nice. Lutsenko, I think, picked up about 5 on the day, so I'm actually 1 closer than I was. Rawson did pick up some points early in the stage as well, but I don't know what his total was previously. Plus 29 points. This not mattering. This season's going to be over long before I ever hit another level. But we're certainly in good shape here overall. But we're looking pretty comfortable at the top at this point. The race is far from over. World Tour rankings now over 4,000 with some stage successes. And 3,520 in the Super Prestige category. That, of course, being the one that I track for the game Decathlon. And that is, what, another 300 points? No, it's not. Hold on. 3,308 was the last total I had, so a couple hundred points more. Keep working my way up. That stage win certainly helped. Multiple podiums, that all helping. In the team competition, it is Sky on top. We're second, nearly 10,000 points in the World Tour. But we do lead the Super Prestige. But that's going to do it for this competition, or this episode, sorry. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.